Hello and welcome back to Stefan's Bilderwelt. Lately I have been out in the nature, yes, and did a little movie or short film, however you would call it. Maybe you have seen it already, if not, just click below here. Inside the movie we had an effect called the time jump, and as there have been some questions on the forum how to do an effect like this in HITFILM, I thought about and did a tutorial again. Okay, have a look at the tutorial. It's very easy, very simple to do. If you like it, put your thumbs up, leave a comment below, share it with your friends. Most importantly, if you have some results, so if you did your own time jump movie, then please share it as well. I would love to see it and maybe we get some new ideas. So here you go. Inside HITFILM we will start a new project. And I just show you what I did. So I changed the duration. It's a composite shot, and I think it will be good enough with something around 12 seconds. It's full HD, of course. I bring in the first clip, and that's me standing in the woods and looking at some trees. Okay, and now the task is to find the right spot just where I jump through the trees. Okay, next thing is we bring in the second clip. That's just a clip of the forest without me staring at the trees, and we trim the clip down to the right length. We use the slice tool here and delete the last little piece. The next step is rename the clip, so you will find it later on. I call it upper. And now I get the Bezier tool and draw around this tree. Also get the breaches, and I try to be as accurate as possible. So I follow along the tree. I will fast forward the masking. So to close the Bezier, I will just zoom out of the picture and draw around the picture on the left side and close the Bezier, and voila, here I am standing and looking at the trees again. Fit the screen to the window or the movie to the window, and as you can see the effect is actually finished. So there's somebody disappearing. There was another question on the forum, and now we will arrange the mask as well. We will bring up the feather and maybe the roundness as well. So as you can see, the tree is right in front of me. As I said, the clip is not matching perfectly, so I have to move up the masked clip a little bit and it will fit again. Okay, now I can rearrange the mask. Just move the little points. Okay, as you maybe have seen in my little movie, I did put a layer in between the trees. That's just something I have been playing around with, some atomic particles and things like this. So there you are very free to do something and find your own way, or put anything in between the trees, or just leave it as it is. Okay, that's it for the time jump. But also I did have a little shockwave in my movie, and now I would like to recreate this shockwave. Actually, the one in my movie is from Video Copilot, so from Andrew Kramer. You can download it from his site. And also he has a tutorial online, and I just adapted the tutorial to HITFILM and changed some little things. So the shockwave we will get at the end is not exactly looking like the one which comes from Andrew Kramer. But still, it's something to learn, and we have a look at it right now. So therefore we create a new composite shot, call it shockwave, and just press OK. Okay, next thing is create a new plane. We leave it black and call it wave. up in the effects browser, where it is here, we are looking for Fractal Noise and just pull this down to our wave layer down there. Open it up in the controls panel and change from clouds to wisp. Okay, I will change some values. For example, the influence, the scale. That's actually up to you, whatever you like. Just play around a little bit and get your own perfect shape. Next we take the mask tool, the rectangle tool, and draw a little mask just in the upper part of the picture. Bring it back to scale to fit. Open the mask tool and the transformation, and here we will set some keyframes. Set a keyframe for the feather strength, for the roundness, the pass, and the expansion. Okay, and next thing is we want to bring the shockwave to life. But first of all, go back to the settings because we forgot something. Take the duration down to 2 seconds, that's absolute enough. And now we are ready to go. Let's move forward a few frames, like there to 15. Grab your mask and move it down just almost to the half. And then we change a little bit something here. We change the feather strength and the expansion. And the keyframe for the pass is already done. Also, you could play around with the roundness, but yeah, there's nothing much we can change. But here with the feather, yeah, just bring it down a little bit. Always just make it to your own taste actually. Okay, open up the mask in your layer panel so you can see the keyframes. And next thing is we will put some keyframes into the Fractal Noise. Again, just play around with the values and find out what they do. So first thing is we use the rotation. Move forward to the same points you used for the mask, or the same keyframes, and change the rotation to your likes. So I go 1 by 150, and if we go backwards, then you see how this is affecting the layer. Okay, I close the mask, open up the Fractal Noise, go back to the start and find the rotation. So I have the keyframes again. And now I set a keyframe for the offset. Move forward to the next keyframe and change the offset to my likes. And I will go for a minus 155. I select all the keyframes and change it to smooth in. Open up again the mask, find the keyframes, also the pass, select them all, right click and smooth in. Also at the first frame I will change the feather strength from 0, a little bit upwards, so it's not too solid at the beginning. Also you could play again with the expansion, so this looks a little bit more open as well. Okay, again back in the Fractal Noise I will find the exposure, set a keyframe there down to 0, so I won't see the shockwave in the beginning. Going forward to the last keyframes. Oh no, hang on, we bring it in first of course, just a few moments after the first frame. And now at the end we will bring it down again to minus 10, so we won't see it later on. Okay, close the plane and create a new grade layer. And we call this one, how do we call it? Polar. So up in the effects browser, find the polar warp, bring it down to the grade, and as we scroll through, you have a nice shockwave. Almost ready. Just change the start radius to the right, 1024, and the end radius down to 0, and a lovely shockwave is appearing. So there you go, there you have it. You could be almost finished, but there is something more we can do. So next we are turning off the visibility for the polar and open up the wave layer again and press Ctrl D to duplicate it and change the blend mode to screen. And next is we find the keyframes and bring those keyframes a little bit in, so the duration is different to the first wave, so a little bit faster. Also change the seed up to 15 maybe, change the rotation in the transform so that you have a different layer at all. Okay, again, just change some of the values to your likes, like the feather strengths, the rotation, the subsettings, the scale of the different layers, and always have a little look how it looks like. You could play here with the exposure as well. So just change it to your taste. There's no right, there's no wrong. You could use the on-screen controls as well for the off-screen, for the offset, sorry, and it will look perfect. Let's close this layer and we select again the last one, duplicate it and bring it up in between the grade and the first plane, and have some changes here as well. Right click onto the layer to open the blend mode and select screen. Open up the controls, open up the mask, and again change everything to your likes. The seed again, the offset, the feather, the exposure, the rotation. Just do it as you like. When you are finished, come back to the effects browser and find the caustics and bring it to this layer just below the fractal noise. Open up its controls, and again we are playing around with the values. No right, no wrong, just find out what the different sliders are doing and find the point where it looks right for yourself. Just move around with your playhead and look how it looks like. Turn on the polar effect again, and maybe we can change here a little bit something. Yeah, let's select those last keyframes and move them a little bit back in time, so this one goes a little bit slower, so not every layer is looking like the first one. Okay, close it and have a look how it looks. So we can pre-render it, works a little bit better, and then you can have a look. But let's come back to the effects panel, and we are looking now for the color vibrance and bring it to our grade layer. Looks amazing already, but yeah, again we changed something here, and here I would use another color, go for some bluish, change the vibrance itself and the luminance exposure to your likes. Let's open up the second wave layer and change something in the caustics. So play around with the wave height and the depth, and there we can change the look quite a lot. So that's not finished, but now we will export this little clip. I will use QuickTime here, turn off the audio and go for the 422 Apple ProRes and just export it. So you will find it again later. Okay, after this, re-import the little clip as W1. And then we are ready to go for the next setup, or to make a bigger shockwave. So right click on SW1, make composite shot, just leave it as it is, and open up your effects browser, look for the unsharpen filter, just make the wave visible and change the radius and the amount of the unsharpen filter again to your likes. I think that's looking good. Okay, select the layer, Command D to duplicate it, and we will change the blend mode, right click, change the blend mode to screen, also for the first one, so this pops up a little bit more. Now with the second one, or with the first layer selected, actually, I will change some of the settings. I will change the scale and the rotation. Go for a pre-render here. Have a look. Okay, that's quite a fast shockwave. So you could change this in the first composite shot as well and just re-render it. But I will bring down the scale a bit more so we have a little ring in the middle of the shockwave. I will duplicate this layer again and change this settings, also the scale and the rotation. And now we have a massive shockwave. Back in the effects panel, we are searching for the bulk and we bring it to the first layer, open its controls, close the other ones and start playing around again. So you see already what this is doing, and again find your settings. I think this doesn't make any difference, so we have to use the first one. And I bring it down a little bit, so make it quite small so it's very good visible. Also, you can change the shape of the effect and the rotation, and so it really looks special and unique. And the scale you should leave it at square 1 and 1. I think those are the best values. Okay, next effect is the curves. On the same layer, open its controls. And yeah, we will go for an S-curve, so we have a bit more contrast inside the picture. Okay, select the second layer, duplicate it again, open its controls. Sorry, the second one. Where it is. Now we take the third one and put the bulk again onto the layer. Here we change the settings. Also, you could try something like this, use a square, change the radius. This looks a little bit different, but I think I will stay with the circle and change some of the settings here. And of course you could animate this as well by keyframing the different values. Let's have a look. Yeah, it looks quite nice. Okay, I'm now changing the scale of the different layers because they are too big. When I will put it later into another clip, they will not be visible at the edges. So I scale them down a little bit so they keep inside the frame. If you want to, you could bring another color vibrance onto the different layers to change the color again, to give it some more different looks inside the different shockwave rings. So a deeper blue or more red, whatever you like. Good, I created another grade layer and put some effects on it, the glow effect and the color vibrance effect again. I use those values, 1.1, and change the threshold to 42% and to screen. Okay, it's time to bring in another clip. So first I will create a new composite shot. And that's just an empty layer of the desert or this strange planet somewhere in the universe. Bring in the second clip. That's the clip with your actor. Bring it up to the top so you can see it actually. That's me standing on a planet. Okay, find the frame where the jump is at the highest point. HITFILM doesn't want me to find this point, so we take this one. So just go slowly forward and find the highest point and trim the clip down to this point. And I will bring this a little bit to the front. And here again is another possibility to suddenly make somebody visible. Okay, next we will bring in our shockwave to the very top. And now we can change the blend mode to screen or to add. As you can see, it's not very intensive, but we will try different ways now to change this thing. Okay, we just want to place it at the right spot. You can pre-render it. That's a bit too late, so I play around until it's on the right spot and then I'll be back. Okay, it's at the right spot. I changed its blend mode back to normal and I'm looking now for the luminance key and bring it onto the layer. We change its properties, bring down the threshold. Oh, that's too much. And play around with the tolerance as well. So until we find the right value, until the shockwave is right in place. You can view the mat to make sure it's all perfect. If you change the blend mode again, then you have different looks here, so we leave it at normal. In the transform menu we will change the opacity so it is not too strong and just find the right value. Again, rearrange the position if you need to, and I will scale it down a little bit because I think it's too big, and so it looks much nicer. Let's bring in another effect. We are looking for the shake. There's this one, but we have one from HITFILM, so that's the normal shake. Bring it to the clip and change the amount again to your likes. So as I jump into the frame, we will have a little earthquake there, or planet shake, or whatever. So we are almost at the end. I brought in some more effects. So the brightness and contrast. Just turn it on here. So I can change the brightness or bring up the contrast to fit it more into the picture. I brought in another glow effect. Change the intensity. We have to find the right one again. And the radius as well. So just play around, find the values you need. I think that's looking quite good. And then I brought in, there you could do some more changes, but then I brought in the crush blacks and whites, just a little bit up, and we could play more with the brightness until we like it. Okay, that was quite a long tutorial. I hope you liked it and your shockwave looks nice. As I said, there's no right or wrong. It has to be your own shockwave. And if you are very lazy, actually, there is a ready preset inside HITFILM. Yeah, that's what I'm telling you at the end. You will find it in the presets of HITFILM. Okay, thank you very much for watching and hope to see you again the next time.